William "Black Bill" Tocco was a prominent figure in the early American Mafia, specifically in Detroit, Michigan. He was involved in the formation and rise of the Detroit Partnership, a powerful crime syndicate. Below is an overview of his life, career, and influence in various cities across America. Early life and background. William Tocco was born Guglielmo Vito Tocco on February 12, 1897, in Terracini, Sicily. He emigrated to the United States with his family at a young age, settling in Detroit, Michigan. As a Sicilian immigrant, Tocco was surrounded by the tight-knit Sicilian community, where he would eventually become involved in organized crime. Detroit and the formation of the Detroit Mafia, 1920s to 1930s. Tocco's criminal career began in Detroit, a city with a growing population of Italian immigrants and an environment ripe for organized crime due to Prohibition. He quickly aligned himself with fellow Sicilian mobsters, including Giovanni Papa John Priziola and Joseph Zerilli, his cousin. Together, they were instrumental in establishing what would later be known as the Detroit Partnership, one of the most powerful mafia families in America. The Detroit Mafia, or the Partnership, initially gained power through bootlegging during Prohibition. Tocco and his associates controlled the illegal distribution of alcohol, as well as running gambling and loan sharking operations in Detroit. They faced competition from other gangs, leading to violent conflicts such as the Crosstown Mafia Wars, where Tocco and his allies emerged victorious. In 1931, the American Mafia underwent restructuring after the infamous Castellamarese War in New York. Under the guidance of Charles "Lucky" Luciano, the American Mafia was organized into a commission that regulated crime families across the country. Tocco, along with Joseph Zerilli, became recognized as the heads of the Detroit Mafia, with Tocco serving as the primary leader for some time. Criminal activities. Tocco was known for being heavily involved in several criminal enterprises, including bootlegging. During Prohibition, he controlled the smuggling and distribution of illegal liquor across Detroit and surrounding areas. Gambling. Tocco oversaw illegal gambling operations, both in Detroit and beyond. Loan sharking. He profited from predatory lending practices that exploited local communities. Murder and enforcement. The Detroit Mafia, like other mob families, used violence to maintain control. Tocco was rumored to be involved in orchestrating several murders to consolidate power, though details are often obscured by secrecy. One of the most notorious incidents linked to the Detroit Mafia was the disappearance of Jimmy Hoffa in 1975. Although Tocco had passed away by then, the Detroit Partnership, which he helped build, was strongly suspected of being involved in Hoffa's disappearance due to his involvement with the Mafia-run Teamsters Union. Expansion into other cities. While William Tocco's power was concentrated in Detroit, the influence of the Detroit Mafia extended into other parts of the Midwest and beyond. The family had ties to criminal networks in Cleveland, Ohio, Chicago, Illinois, and New York. Tocco was known to have cultivated relationships with other crime families, ensuring that Detroit had a seat at the national table. Tocco also had influence in Las Vegas, Nevada, particularly in the development of casinos. Like other mafia families, the Detroit Mafia invested in Las Vegas casinos, and Tocco, through his network, benefited from the money laundering and gambling operations there. Death and legacy. William "Black Bill" Tocco passed away on May 28, 1972, from natural causes. He died as one of the most powerful mafia bosses in Detroit, having built a criminal empire that would last for decades after his death. Unlike many of his contemporaries, Tocco was not a victim of mob violence, managing to die of old age despite the treacherous world he operated in. Influence in documentaries. Tocco's life and the legacy of the Detroit Mafia have been touched upon in various documentaries and books about organized crime. In documentaries that focus on the American Mafia, such as those by History Channel or National Geographic, Tocco's role is usually discussed in the context of the rise of the Detroit Partnership, its influence on labor unions, and its involvement in national organized crime syndicates. While Tocco is not as widely covered as other mafia figures like Al Capone or Lucky Luciano, his role in the Detroit Mafia remains significant, particularly in how the Detroit crime family grew into one of the most stable and profitable crime organizations in the United States. Tocco's legacy lies in his ability to organize and run the Detroit Mafia like a corporation, ensuring its survival well beyond his death. His story is a prime example of how organized crime became deeply embedded in American cities during the 20th century, growing from local bootlegging operations into national criminal enterprises. Thanks for tuning into Sika True Crime Docs. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more captivating tales. Your support helps us keep bringing these stories to life. See you in the next episode.